What is going on, everybody? Repel here, and I'm going to talk about Salazzle today and how you guys should use Salazzle in competitive battling. Now, before we get into this battle, I just want to point out that this is nothing more than suggestions, okay? You don't have to follow these exact moves, but these are just Repel suggestions and how Repel usually use these particular Pokemon builds. So today's Pokemon is Salazzle, and let's just talk about Salazzle. We do see it is Fire and Poison. It is the only type of Pokemon that has Fire and Poison type. So it is obviously 4 times weak to ground. So you gotta keep that in mind. Now let's talk about its ability, Corrosion. This Pokemon can poison or badly poison other Pokemon regardless of their typing. That is correct. Salazzle and Salandit can poison even Steel and Poison types. That's kind of nifty. Now let's talk about Salazzle's stats. Let's just take a good look at it, and obviously off the bat we can definitely tell that it has really high special attack and speed. Not insanely high, but still pretty darn high, and all the other stats are actually very low. So defensively Salazzle isn't gonna do so well. So I'm going to talk about the first spread that I recommend, and that it is the Nasty Plotting set. Essentially you want to give Salazzle a Life Orb, and with Life Orb you want to keep it Timid Nature, and you want to have EVs 252 EVs in special attack and 252 EVs in speed. And after that you want to give it these 4 moves. The first move you want to give it Fire Blast or Flamethrower, because that is pretty much the strongest stab fire move. I definitely recommend Flamethrower just slightly more, simply because Fire Blast is kind of tricky. You actually just might miss. Next, I definitely recommend Sludge Wave, unless you're doing doubles. Again, these builds are only purely for singles battles. So if you're doing singles, then go for it. Just go for Sludge Wave. And if you want to do doubles, you gotta be careful not to hit your other teammate with Sludge Wave. Next, I do recommend either Hidden Power Ice, especially for those nasty ground types, especially Garchomp, or Hidden Power Fighting or Ground for those rock types, and of course Tyrantars and Heatrans. Next, I want to talk about Nasty Plot. This is obviously pretty much the set right there. You want to use Nasty Plot because you want to boost his attacks. Again, you gotta be really careful with any ground and rock types. So after setting up with Nasty Plot, just start sweeping, and hopefully you can get a successful Salazzle sweep. Now I'm going to talk about the next set, okay? This set is a substitute set. This is my favorite substitute set. So you want to give it a Black Sludge here, because you're going to use a lot of substitutes. And there's a reason why you want to use substitute for the Salazzle, is because Salazzle is very threatening. It can threaten out a lot of fire types, not a lot of fire types, excuse me, a lot of grass types with either, fire or grass moves. So that's your chance to go for the substitute while your opponent switches out. So for this spread, you want to give it a Timid Nature, and you want to have 252 EVs in special attack and 252 EVs in speed. Oh, and by the way, for the ability, you obviously just want Corrosion for almost all of them. Oblivious could be kind of handy, in case you get taunted. But for the most part, I think Corrosion is slightly better, so that your Sludge Waves or Sludge Bomb can actually get a lucky poison. Moving on, so you want the Timid Nature, and obviously you want moves such as Fire Blast or Flamethrower, Sludge Wave, and then the third move should be Substitute, and the fourth move I definitely recommend either Disable, Encore, or even Toxic. Now I say Disable because there are quite a few options for other Pokemon that has a Substitute and Disable, such as Gengar, so that works really well. I do like Substitute and Encore, that works really well with really fast Pokemon such as Salazzle and Jumpluff and Whimsicott as well. You do want to trap your opponent. Let's say if your opponent decides to go for like Stealth Rocks or Sticky Webs, well, you can just Encore them. That gives you a lot of momentum, Or you can give the last slot Toxic. Toxic is always good. Like I said, with Corrosion ability, you are able to Toxic, Steel, and Poison types. Again, you want to use that Black Sludge, not Leftovers. Black Sludge is slightly better for Poison types, simply because if your opponent does try to steal your item, they'll be forced to steal that Black Sludge, and that actually might harm them. So definitely give it a Black Sludge over Leftovers. And that basically is it. I hope this wraps it up. This is quite simple for Salazzle. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. And I'll definitely see you guys next time on the next Pokemon build. Have an awesome day, everybody.